Developing night, we're now learning what led police to raid the Logansport property of a former Colts player turned
Grace and peace, everybody. Grace and peace.
pastor. Right now, Daniel Muir and his wife Kristen are in after police found their 14-year-old son safe on their property nearly a week ago.
Rich Knight live in studio tonight with what we learned from the court documents about the alleged abuse of the boy and perhaps other children in that family. Rich?
Right. In court records, Daniel Muir allegedly admits whooped his 14-year-old son for inappropriate behavior. Meantime, his attorney is arguing the Moors should not have been denied bail. Police executed a search warrant on this property in Logansport on July 3rd to locate the 14-year-old son of Daniel and Kristen Muir. This is where Daniel is the pastor leader of a religious community. The boy's grandmother reported alleged abuse at the hands of his father and presented police with a photo of the boy with a black eye and swollen face. Court record investigators also have a recorded phone conversation between Daniel and a family member where Daniel admits, "I whooped his blank like a grown blank man." Daniel says he punished his son for inappropriate behavior and that if they lived in their religious homeland, the boy would be put to death. But they can't do that in the United States. For more than 2 weeks, the Muirs would not cooperate with the Department of Child.
All right, there we go. All right, so let me try this again. See how I'm sounding. Okay, yeah, apparently the video was playing in the background. Grace and peace, nameless soul. Grace and peace. Grace and peace. So yeah, as you guys come in, go ahead and hit the button. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier, but I think we got it all right now. I think we got it all right. Listen, as y'all come in, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and partake in that poll that I got in the live chat only on YouTube, where I'm asking, is what that thumbnail that we see, is that child abuse? Is that child abuse? And for some reason, I don't know why this is not showing up on StreamYard. It's like my screen is not showing up. Let me see something. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. StreamYard is just acting up today. And like I said, it could be this hotel Wi-Fi that I'm using. It could be the hotel Wi-Fi that I'm using.
Devices use dual mode stimulation to soothe tinnitus. Stimulation and multi-pattern tongue pulses to activate hearing and sensory pathways. This dual mode approach weakens tinnitus pathways and helps the brain to stop focusing, dramatically reduce the impact tinnitus has on a person's overall quality of life. Linear, soothe tinnitus.
Yeah, Bill Ramsey says, yes, if an adult did, then yes, it is child abuse. Grace and peace, sister Sheila Mahone. Grace and peace. Yeah. So, all right, let me go back to the live poll that we got in the chat, only on YouTube, where I'm asking.
Tonight, a man is now in custody after an hour-long standoff on the Far East Side.
That led police on a chase. Karen Campbell picks it up from there.
On Tuesday, Hill Lane on the far east side of Indianapolis, swarming with police officers and SWAT. IMPD says a man reportedly shot someone else at a different scene, then barricaded himself in a home. Police and SWAT quickly say perimeter to encourage the man to come out of the home.
When they're on a track, they are and in this case, thankfully, that's what the suspect did. They surrendered peacefully without further incident.
Neighbors growing concerned.
There were police all over the streets. But I was able to come through the back way and come around.
It's unclear what led to the shooting.
Police are still investigating this incident. They say, thankfully, no one was
that's it. Because I did. Oh, did I mute this tab? Yeah, I muted the tab. It shouldn't be playing nothing. All right. All right. Dang. Hopefully we can try to get through this. But this is from a website. I guess this is like local news, WTHR. And for some reason, I don't know. They got these videos that just start popping up as soon as you go to the website. All right, man, let's just go ahead and get into this. First of all, I want to ask you guys, how many of y'all heard this? She said she can barely hear me. Let me see if I can turn the audio mic up. All right, let me do this. There we go. All right. 1, 2, test. Is that better? You still sounding low, or we are good? Because I do got mic volume. I got the mic volume up. Let me see something. All right, so it sounds like that on my end. It sounds like it's a little better. Grace and peace, Big Nate. Grace and peace. All right, cool. He says still low. I don't know. Y'all might have to turn that volume up. Hold up. All right, cool. She says, get out of that Motel 6. Yeah, right. I wish I would be in a Motel 6. Grace and peace, LeChat. Grace and peace. All right. Dang, I'm telling you, man, this technological demon is running loose right now on my channel. But anyway, guys, I heard about this. Somebody asked me about this. I think it was maybe over the weekend. A couple of people brought it up to me and said, hey, man, you heard about what was happening with Straightway Ministries and the little boy? And I said, no. I said, I ain't heard nothing about that. And I think that I ended up seeing something in passing, but I never really looked into it. And then somebody hit me up today, and they tagged me in a video on TikTok. And it was like, hey, Alton, you need to come and check this out about Straightway Ministries and this little boy who was beat up by his daddy. And I said, man, let me go ahead and look into this real quick. So I did it. And I read this video. And I'm sorry, actually, I saw this video and then I read this article. And it was actually from the same website, which is WHTR 13. And I don't know exactly where this is, but anyway, this is what I came across. And I wanted to read this because some interesting things have been said in this article. And y'all know for, quite a while, I dealt with the Black Hebrew Israelite community and, dealing with a lot of the false teachings and all of that stuff. Because I want to ask you guys, how many of you, and I already know what some of you are going to say, how many of you guys believe that Hebrew Israelite behavior leads to this type of abuse? Because remember, we talked about the lady over there in the UK who started watching a lot of Hebrew Israelite material, and she ended up beating her toddler son to death. Or she abused him. I won't say she beat him, but the beating was included in it. And that was the lady who, put her son in boiling hot water, and she hit him with like a bamboo cane or something, and she beat him. And, I think in the midst of her beating him or putting him in the hot water, he peed his pants, and then as soon as he peed his pants, then she beat him again, and she just continued to punish him. And then, then the little boy passed out. She thought he passed out, but the little boy actually died. And then she spent like 45 minutes calling around doing some other weird stuff, and then she finally called the ambulance, and then the little boy was dead. So, and she said the reason why she did that was because she was watching Hebrew Israelite camp stuff. So I suspected it was IUIC or one of those extreme camps. But anyway, she said she was watching some of those Hebrew Israelite camps, and they told her that we need to be disciplining kids, or don't be laxed on the discipline. Don't spare the rod and spoil the child. And she kind of took it overboard, and now we see again something is popping up. Now, here's the thing. I've heard about some of these stories in the past. This ain't something that's just new. All right, I've been hearing about a lot of physical abuse coming from a lot of people in the Hebrew Israelite community. But it doesn't become mainstream news. But if y'all listen to Vocab Alone, shout out to Vocab Alone, he bring out a lot of that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get into this particular article. And listen, I'll be right back. They just dropped my food off at the door, so let me go ahead and pick that up, and I'll come right back in like 10 seconds. All right, that was less than 10 seconds, but let's go ahead and get into this. Now, Bill Ramsey says that former Colts player said Corey gonna be mad. Yeah, we need to go ahead and go to brother Corey Minor's channel. Let him know what one of his former Colts players has done. He said, "What you eating, bro?" Man, I'm eating some got some Mediterranean food. Grace and Peace, Atlanta, 82. Grace and Peace. Yeah, I'm eating some, got me some Mediterranean food, I like to diversify my palate. All right, let's get into this. Okay, it says, Bison Muir, 14, was reported missing June 16th and was found safe July 3rd at his family's home in Loganport. Oh, so this is in Indianapolis, or Indiana, I would say. Newly released court documents share details into former Indianapolis Colts player Daniel Muir's alleged abuse of his 14-year-old son, who went missing June 16th and was found safe July 3rd. According to court documents, Daniel Muir explained to another person through a recorded phone call that Indiana State Police investigators said appeared to start recording mid-conversation as to why Bryson Muir was in trouble. Daniel then goes into detail about inappropriate behavior, who said he, quote, whooped his A like a grown A man. Wow. So, okay. And I think they're gonna get into how big this guy was. Listen, I'm not a small dude. All right, I'm not a small dude, but I don't think I'm as big as this guy. All right, I would not want to beat my son up the way that he laid hands on his. My son he's 15, he'll be 16 this year. My son, he's kind of skinny, He kind of take up after me. When I was growing up, I was slender, I was tall, but once I got about 35, that dad bod came on and got over 200 pounds, kind of hover between, I'd probably say 210, maybe 217 at the most right now. But still, that I don't think that there's anything that make me mad enough to say that I would want to beat my son up or whoop his butt like a grown man. All right, but let's continue. Court documents say that during the recorded conversation, Daniel also said that if the family lived in their quote-unquote homeland, now pay attention to this. This is what made my antennas perk up. Court documents say that during the recorded conversation, Daniel also said that if the family had lived in their quote-unquote homeland, now remember, these are Black Hebrew Israelites, he said Bryson would have been put to death for his acts. Let me read that again. He said that if they lived in their homeland, that the 14-year-old boy would be put to death for his acts. Instead, the Muir family lives in the United States, so Daniel said Bryson could not be put to death for his actions. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm wondering what homeland is he talking about? That's what I want to know. Because, I mean, y'all know some of these Hebrew Israelites believe that Africa is the homeland, that the real Jerusalem is in Africa. Some Hebrew Israelites believe that the land over there in the Middle East, excuse me, which we know as Israel, is not the real homeland. That's, it's a bunch of occupiers there, and the Most High Yah is going to drive them out, and then they're going to take over. They're going to come. The Most High is going to drive them out, and he's going to put all of the quote unquote true Israelites in. And this guy is saying that if they would have been in their homeland, he would have been put to death. Do you see the danger so far with a lot of these cults? These are cults that, and I'm sorry, I don't know, some people, they don't like the term cult. Straightway Ministries move and operates like a cult. I'm sorry, they do. They really do. And I don't have time to get into to start explaining a whole bunch of stuff that I've witnessed, not, personally, but things that I've seen over the years that have come out about Straightway. Because even right now, I think that they're going through somewhat of a split where one of the guys has kind of branched off from Straightway Ministries, and it was like really, really heated, Yeah, Nameless Soul said Dowell had reports of child abuse on his property before, alleged child abuse, I should say. Yeah, I've heard of some stuff too, but there's nothing that really came out like this that got a lot of media attention. The stuff that I heard about, and I've heard about all types of stuff, but it was just kind of like hearsay. So I was just like, I don't know if I can really say that there's a lot of abuse going on. But we got photos, which is on the thumbnail, and now we got official reports of this actually happening, and the parents are in jail. But yeah, these guys, they basically move like a cult, and I don't know. I guess because I've never been in a cult, and I've never subjected myself to any of that, so I don't know what the brainwashing tactics are. I don't know what the mentality is behind somebody wanting to join up with these groups. I don't know. But one thing I will tell you is that there was, I can't remember the name of this, I don't know if it was a group. I don't think it was a Hebrew Israelite group, but it was a guy who was like a Hebrew Israelite, and him and his wife, they moved out to like some remote place out in the desert, and they had some kids and stuff, and the kids ended up missing, and then later on they found the kids' bodies buried somewhere on the property. It was like 2 or 3 kids, and they beat the kids and abused the kids and all of that stuff. I mean, sad stuff. I really hate to hear about children being abused. Investigators then spoke with Christian Muir, who allegedly told them a different story about how Bryson got his injuries. According to court documents, Christian and Bryson was taking out the trash and walked over the train tracks near their Logansport property because he liked trains. While near the tracks, Christian said Bryson allegedly told her that he had been punched by someone he didn't know. With Bryson's safety in mind, Christian told investigators the Muirs decided to move Bryson into his grandmother's home in Ohio. According to court documents, Christian said she removed Bryson from his grandmother's care because she was, quote, making decisions she didn't agree with, end quotes. How many of y'all grandmothers out there be running interference with them boys? Let's be honest. Sheila. How many of y'all grandmothers be out here running interference with these grandkids? Y'all remember back in the day, y'all mama would tear y'all behind up over the smallest thing. You drop a piece of ice on the ground. Ooh, that flip-flop was coming off. Everything you had to respond with had to end with a ma'am at the end of it. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But then you turn around and you have kids, and it just seems like that those grandparents just do a total 180. Kids talking back. They huff and they puff. Feed them all types of junk food all night. Give them McDonald's. Remember when we had to be good to get McDonald's? Oh man, these kids are. Grandma just, take them to go get McDonald's. Sheila says she has a granddaughter. Yeah, I know you got a grandkid somewhere. And how many times do you run interference between them and the parents? How many times that you cut behind with that belt with them kids? But them grandkids, won't do that. Then you get mad at the parents for cutting the kids behind. Grace and Peace Mari. She says, greetings everyone. I spanked my son. It felt horrible afterwards. It was out of frustration based on the mess he made. I can imagine beating my child to death. My goodness, yeah. And the problem is that, again, and I bring this up. This is what happens when you don't have Christ at the foundation of your theology or your ideologies. And I hate to put it like that. Now, I'm not saying that abuses do not happen in Christian households. I'm not saying that. But abuse inside of Christian households are more rare than what it is from a lot of these cults that have veered away from God's word, because that type of stuff becomes normalized. Because a lot of cults and a lot of these movements are based off of desires of the flesh. All right. Grace and peace, lyrically outspoken. Grace and peace. Then we also got Sister Berean Babes up in here. Grace and peace to Sister Berean Babes as well. All right, y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and take a look at this poll real quick before I finish reading this. I'm asking you guys on a live poll in the chat only on YouTube, and I'm asking, should this be considered child abuse? So far, 85% of you say absolutely. No one says no, some kids need this. And 15% of you say that you need more details. And none of you say that it's none of your business. All right. So no matter where you guys are watching from, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, please go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right. So what happened? So they said that the grandmother was making decisions that the mother didn't agree with. All right. After taking Bryson from his grandmother's house, Kristen reportedly told investigators that the Muirs took Bryson to a family member's house nearby where his grandmother lived. Court documents say Kristen told investigators the Muirs then pulled their car over on the side of the road so she can breastfeed. During that time, Kristen said the police arrived and were looking for Bryson, who was not with them. That's when she said the Muirs went back to their home in Logansport. Where is Logansport? For anybody who's around that area. Investigators then spoke with Daniel, who allegedly said Bryson was in the car with them when police approached their car. However, Daniel claims police said that they were looking for a 14-year-old female, not male. So Daniel allegedly told police that there was nobody in their car with that description. According to court documents, Daniel said it was days later when Bryson was taken to another location. All right, so here's the background. And I know that now, when I initially heard about this story, This was about, they were basically saying that there was a kid that was missing. All right. So this was a kid that was a part of Straightway Ministries, and he was missing, and people had suspected that there was some abuse going on, and some people had already thought the worst. They just like, oh, maybe it's just one of those situations like what happened in the UK where the lady killed the toddler. So a lot of people just like, oh gosh, here we go. When Bryson first went missing on June 16th, ISP reported he was last seen at the home of his grandmother, Cheryl Wright, near Cleveland, Ohio. Shortly before he went missing, Wright went to pick Bryson up in Toledo at her daughter's request. She said he had a black eye, a fat lip, and a swollen face. Quote, he just said that his dad did it, but he wasn't angry. But he wasn't angry at his father. He told me that he deserved it and it was okay, Wright said. So I told him that it wasn't, and that nobody should beat their children like that. Not if they love them, end quote. How many of y'all agree with that? How many of y'all agree with that? Oh, Atlantis 82 says that's about an hour and a half from Indianapolis. Yeah, we already know Lakeisha stands on that. She said that's terrible. State police said the Muirs backed out of a meeting with police that they were supposed to bring Bryson to, and were reportedly no longer cooperating with investigators. Bryson's grandmother believed a former Colts player and her daughter were hiding Bryson because they didn't want police to see his beat up face. Around 6 a.m. July 3rd, ISP's SWAT team executed a search and arrest warrant at the Muirs home on the 1700 block of U.S. Highway 24. Scroll back down, near U.S. 35. When the team arrived, they found Bryson, Daniel, and Kristen in the home. According to ISP, Bryson appeared safe and well and was released to the care of the Cass County Department of Child Services. That is the two people right there. His father was arrested and later charged with obstruction of justice and domestic battery. His mother was also taken into custody and later charged with obstruction of justice. I wonder how. What did they do to get that charge? Now I'm wondering, were they trying to fight the police? Bill Ramsey said, yeah, that's abuse. Oh wow. Now J.D. Hill, grace and peace. J.D. Hill said that the kid was autistic. Oh man, now that changes a lot of stuff, because I didn't know that. I did not know that the kid was autistic. Wow. Yeah, Atlanta 682 said, yeah, he was denied bail, and I've been seeing some article headlines saying that they're violating his constitutional rights because he's supposed to get a bail and he didn't get a bail. I mean, I think that there is a reason why he didn't get a bail, and I mean, it could be some evidence to where they're just like, yeah, this dude don't need to be out, or the parents should not, they shouldn't even be out. Daniel and Kristen were both denied bond by a Cass County judge, citing Daniel as a flight risk. The judge also issued a no contact order between Daniel and Kristen and their son Bryson. In a filing on July 8th, Daniel's lawyer said denying him bail was, quote, unconstitutional under both state and federal law, end quote. He is calling on the judge to set a hearing to set bail and allow for Daniel's release. The parents' jury trial is scheduled for November 4th. ISP is asking anyone with information on the incident with Bryson Muir to call the ISP Peru Post at 800-382-0689 or 911. Daniel and Christian Muir were known members of the Servant Leaders Foundation. while a simple search of the Servant Leaders Foundation won't lead to many results. A YouTube channel for the group can be found under the name of Straightway Help Meets. In one of the pages, most recent videos, Daniel Muir can be seen leading a service for the group. He is featured in dozens of videos on the page where he is referred to as, quote, Shepherd Pastor Muir, and Brother Daniel Muir, end quote. Now, one thing about Straightway Ministries, if you guys don't know, they do practice polygamy. So they have, or they call it polygyny. But anyway, it's just a bunch of men with a whole bunch of women, and that's all it is. It's a bunch of men walking around sleeping with a bunch of women because the patriarchs had multiple wives, Abraham and Moses and Solomon and David. So they name all these guys and say, well, all of these guys had different wives. So therefore, since we are of that lineage, we can have multiple wives as well. According to the records, the group is the registered owner of the property that the Muirs were found in, with quote unquote no trespassing signs all over the area. When entering the property, a large sign can be seen that reads, quote, welcome to Straightway Indiana Goshen. Here's a photo of that entrance sign. All right. It's the tribe of Goshen, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, the land of Goshen. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's it. I wonder, was that on the compound? I wonder how was their land set up? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that what Straightway does is that everybody takes their money and they pool it together, and that's what kind of sustain the land. So they have like a big plot of land, and everybody builds like their own house on their own designated area, and it's basically like a compound or a commune or something like that. Which I don't got no problem with. Somebody want to do something like that, that's up to you. The only thing that I have a problem with is that when you take the word of God and you twist it, and then you create egregious acts like this. This is the problem that I have. And then when you have a father who says, yeah, if we would have been in our homeland, he'll be dead. He'll be put to death. And these are people who claim that they follow the Messiah, which we know is Christ. But according to people like Straightway, Jesus with a J never existed. It's only Yeshua HaMashiach. And, he's coming back with a flame, with flaming eyes and a sword coming out of his mouth. But Jesus also taught forgiveness. The New Testament teaches us to have patience, kindness, meekness, gentleness, love. Love conquers all. You see what I'm saying? But these are the scriptures that a lot of these guys, they ignore. And they say, oh, your pastor only teaching you all of this soft Christian jellyback passages, and they don't want to talk about the real stuff of Yah. We ain't trying to listen to none of y'all jellyback Christians. See, y'all soft. That's the problem with y'all men today. Y'all walking around here with tampons, but see, over here at Straightway Ministry, see, we don't play none of that. We make men's over here. And so it's a guy who lives on the land run by Gabet Bajaba Amelia. Oh, that's the guy who used to play for Green Bay. So he gets $50 a month. He gets $50 a month to spend, but everything else is paid for by Straightway. Car notes, utilities, etc. Yeah, oh yeah, Gabir. Yeah, it's like quote unquote pastor dolls, no different than Jim Jones. Yeah, he's not. The only thing he hasn't done yet is make people drink the Kool-Aid. That's the only thing. And that's why a lot of people, when we start to see patterns like this, we start to get kind of concerned because we've seen things like this happen where people all try to go live on a commune and then bad things happen. I think what was that happened in Waco? I think I was a kid when that happened. The whole thing in Waco where you had what's the name of the guy? The name of the guy who had the commune out there and then the feds raided it and all of that stuff. It was, you know, just craziness. And I think that even those folks over there in Waco were basically using the Bible to justify a lot of their action as well. But it's just sad. It's just sad. I mean, you know, as a father myself and a father of a son, a teenage son who's just a year older than this guy's kid. Yeah, David Koresh. I mean, I can imagine wanting to beat my son or fight my son like that. I don't know if there's anything that will make me want to lay hands on him like that. And then, you know, just like one of you guys pointed out earlier, that the kid was autistic. I mean, like, come on. If a kid is autistic, number one, he doesn't know any better. You know, and that's what saddens me. That's what really saddens me. Is the fact that you as a football player, you know, you've lived your life as an athlete, and the guy look like he still got some size on him. I think he said that he's 40. I think he's just a year younger than me. And he's bragging like, yeah, I beat his A like a grown A man. I mean, just like I said, to be honest, I don't know what would make me want to beat my son like that. Now, my son ain't no angel. You know, he done some stuff, but I don't know. I just can't fathom that. You know, I actually love my kids. I do. But would they get their behinds towed up? Oh yeah, they get their behinds towed up now if they step out of line. But we don't really lay hands on our kids like that. I mean, I don't even remember the last time. Well, the youngest, you know, the youngest, she done kind of stepped that line recently. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know, my wife had to go ahead and take care of that with that rod. She had to use that rod of correction not too long ago. But other than that, that's just it. You know, I mean, nobody's thinking about hitting their children. Nobody's thinking about hitting the kids, especially with a closed fist. Grace and peace, PJ. Grace and peace. Especially not to the point to where you're giving people black eyes. You know, I just think I just really think it's sad, man. I don't. Yeah, terrible. Bill Ramsey said, my son is 30 and I still wouldn't hit him like that. Correct. And I mean, see, when it comes to raising kids, man, it's not easy, but it's also rewarding too. And I know people who got kids with special needs and all of that stuff. And we've been around some of these kids who got special needs, you know. Uh-oh, hold on, let me see some. I want to make sure. These videos go to playing and all of this stuff. Oh, wait, is this one playing? Oh, man, hold up. I'll make sure I don't hear that. Hold on one second. Y'all give me a second. I want to make sure that the video ain't playing in the background. Hold on one second. Let me see. All right. We good. But yeah, man, having kids is very rewarding, you know. And especially when you're raising your children up in the admonition of the Lord. And that's what you're supposed to do. Listen, it takes patience. It really does. It takes patience. And yeah, they're going to frustrate you. My kids frustrate me sometimes. In fact, they frustrate me quite often. I ain't even going to lie. got the shoes in the middle of the floor. And I'm like, how do you just walk over the shoes in the middle of the floor? And I'm constantly, pick this up, pick that up. Get rid of this. Throw that away. Clean that up. Where's this? Where's that? But at the end of the day, you know, I still love them. You know, and I couldn't imagine wanting to do something like that to my children. But this is why, again, I tell you guys, it's so important. It's so important to stay inside of your word. You know, people, they go running off into these cults. They go running off into these ideologies because it sounds nice on paper. You know, you watch this guy, he's on some YouTube video and he's talking. Now look at that. That's a big dude. That's a big dude. Wow. If y'all looking at the video. Man. Grace and peace, Edomite Reggie. Grace and peace. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. I mean, you know, they watch these people on these, and I think social media is just so dangerous nowadays, man. It's very dangerous. Scrolling through YouTube and you see a guy, oh yeah, you know, we living off the land of Yah. You know, Yah gave us this land, and we the people, and we got guns, and you know, we eat healthy and all of this stuff here, and people be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Them weak, soft Christians and Christian men talking about turn the other cheek and this, that, and the third, and people get sucked into that. They get sucked into that. Yeah, Steve Rankin said I can't hear the video. Yeah, because I got the video turned down. Yeah, I got it muted, which is good. Mari says, listen, my son is almost 3.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Us men, I think we got a little bit more.
Listen, we want you to make sure that you're ready for possible flooding overnight.
Neighborhoods are bracing and preparing to be weather aware as remnants of Beryl approaches. Our Anna Chalker is live on the south side near I-69 in Wicker.
These males who call themselves men. Man, let me hurry up and get up out of here because these videos starting to play in the background. PJ Will says Proverbs 19:8. Yeah, this is a very, very tragic situation. Very tragic situation. And let's pray for everybody who's involved. You know, pray for the young man. Pray for that family. Pray for those parents. You know. Atlanta since 82 says you got Dow voice down. He says all you need is 4 or 5 male worshipers. See, this is what I'm gonna tell you right here. All y'all Christian men, Edomite Reggie, brother, I'm gonna need you to change that name. Ain't no Edomites around here on this channel. No sir. Y'all should wait till I put one of my hats on. You know, I didn't bring a hat with me, or otherwise I'll put it on right now. I don't know. I should mess with y'all a little bit. Let me see if I can pull up that. Go ahead and pull up my Facebook. Pull up my Facebook account because I had posted a picture with me with my hat on in the shades, looking like looking like one of Dowell's little brothers or something like that. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Show y'all what I'm talking about. Because I'm telling you, see, we the people of the book. The Most High Yah has chosen us. I don't know what y'all jelly-back Christian men talking about. You want to talk about turn the other cheek, be soft. Got this softy, spat around, spoil a child. Now I'm gonna tell you like this: we gonna lay hands. See over here at Straightway Ministry. See, we lay good hands.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media?
No child.
We are too.
The
The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Man, I think that was last year. Wouldn't it be like 2-3 years ago?
Tonight, a man is now in custody after an hours-long standoff on the far east side of Indianapolis.
IMPD tells us that man reportedly fired shots at another person and then ran, and that led police on a chase. Karen Campbell picks it up from there.
On Tuesday, Chester Hill Lane on the far east side of Indianapolis, swarming with police officers and SWAT. IMPD says a man reportedly shot at someone else at a different scene, then barricaded himself in a home. Police and SWAT quickly set up a perimeter to encourage the man to come out of the home.
When they're on a track, they are giving constant commands to the suspect to surrender, to come out with their hands up. And in this case, thankfully, that's what the suspect did. They surrendered peacefully without further incident.
Neighbors growing concerned.
There were police all over the streets. It was very scary. I didn't know if I could get home or not, but I was able to come through the back way and come around.
It's unclear what led to the shooting.
Police are still investigating this incident, and they say thankfully no one was injured. In Indianapolis, I'm Karen Campbell, 13 News.
Here with the graves. I don't see the picture, so we ain't gonna worry about it. Stop boring y'all.
Breaking here tonight at 6 o'clock. Court documents reveal where 3 missing kids and their parents may have gone 5 days after.
See, it's the technological demons, y'all. Man, let me get up out of here. Let me get up out of here, y'all. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me get up out of here. Take this off. But anyway. Listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section anyway. You know, as we get ready to get up out of here. But let me go ahead and go back to this poll live only on YouTube, where I'm asking, should this be considered child abuse? All right, now 90% of y'all says absolutely. Nobody says no, some kids need this. 10% of you guys said that you need more details, and 0% of you say that is none of your business. All right. Listen, man, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I'm gonna eat my food. I'm gonna get up out of here. Here in the great city of Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville, I don't know what's going on with Knoxville. They're not being too kind to me so far. You know, internet messing up. Excuse me. I ain't gonna tell y'all, my food. They sent my food to the hotel next door when I ordered from DoorDash, so I had to reorder some more food because, see, I was supposed to have already eaten my food, but they sent it to somewhere else. Eat my Reggie. Anyway, listen, y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button on the way out. Like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe. Also, hit that notifications bell so whenever I get ready to go live and my audio and that technological demon come around, y'all be the first ones to see them technological demons, and maybe y'all can lay hands, put hands on the screen, pray away that technological demon so my live streams will be better when I'm away. And with that, I will see you guys next time, Lord willing. Peace.